Welcome to Girl Talk. We are hanging out here at Bella Domicile today, having a nice time. How are you guys doing?
Great.
Well,
Beautiful here. The sun is shining and it's just such a great place to come hang out and look around and get inspired.
I know, and we're inside. We're that happy.
Yep.
It's great. We're going to chat with the folks a little bit later about some trends in the industry specific to countertops. And one of the things we're excited to learn about is some of the differences in materials. So we'll get a little 101 on some of the top materials that are out there today and maybe who they are best for. Learn a little bit about durability and different things. I don't even know, but I'm excited to learn.
Yeah, because you need a different kind of countertop if you have children or not, or if you have you cook a lot or not. You know, you want to have something that fits your lifestyle. So there's lots to learn.
You bet. Got just a fun show all around today. We love talking about homes and upgrading our homes and all of those great things. We're also going to talk a little bit about painting.
Yay! And not painting your home, painting artistically right.
Good point. I missed a segue. Where were you on that one?
I tried.
Yeah, absolutely. So that'll be fun. Have you ever been to Paint Bar in Madison? It's on Willie Street.
I have been inside and looked around and met some folks. I have not yet had the great experience of doing it. So
Yeah.
it is on the list for the next few weeks because it's a special place. You get to go paint and eat and drink and
Next ladies' night out.
Yes, yes,
right.
yes, yes.
That's right. I'm actually planning it.
Yeah.
Have you guys
Alright,
tried that
so-
before where you've done the whole painting while you're drinking
I
wine?
haven't.
Oh my
At
gosh.
home?
I've
it's so
tried
much
the
fun.
whole drinking wine part. but I haven't tried
She's
the
very
painting.
experienced.
We're gonna
in
throw
that.
some paint at you, and that's
It's so much fun. It's a blast. And I think there's something, as adults, for whatever reason, sometimes we forget that you can be creative,
I
right?
so
Yeah.
agree with that.
Or like
Yeah.
the adult coloring books.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have ever done that. I have like 5 of them. I love it.
Do you?
But
No, it is.
it's soothing and it relaxes you, but there's also this creative side that I just don't let out as much.
Yeah.
But there are some people that look to that and go, oh my God, I have no artistic bones in my body whatsoever, and actually
Right.
are a little, uncomfortable with that idea. But my understanding is they have people there that are ready and willing to help you along.
Guidance.
Every step of the way, yeah.
And I
You're
think
not
that
alone.
the intention of art is that perfection isn't a word in art, right? It's all about just creative and getting, having fun. Just
Yeah.
let go of perfect.
There's perfection in imperfection, right?
Oh, I just threw my notes. Well, I have no idea what else is happening today on the show.
I didn't realize that's such a big message.
Really eye-opening. I do know what we're talking about next, though. We are chatting with designer Miss Tia Lynn from Contours Lingerie on Mineral Point Road. If you haven't seen Tia yet, you must stick around because she is fabulous. I absolutely love her.
She's an artist in her own right. She's
Absolutely.
a designer, another kind of art. So there's all different ways to
Yes.
express.
She is so sincere about helping folks.
So if you need a lift, we'll tell you how to get it next, right here on Girl Talk. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Girl Talk. We are filming here at the showroom of Bella Domicile. We're off of Nesbitt Road, and we're going to chat with the folks here a little bit later about some trends in the countertop industry. So we'll stick around and have some fun with them. Right now, we're going to have some fun with our friend Tia Lynn, who is designer and also owner of Contours Lingerie, which is one of the biggest and most well-known professional bra fitting boutiques in the Midwest. And we're lucky enough to have it right here in Madison, all locally owned. So such a treat to have you, Tia. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So exciting to chat with you, but talk to us a little bit about why you opened Contours and why here, why in Madison?
Well, I'm a Madison native. I was born and raised here, and I went to school at Monona Grove, and then I graduated at the UW-Madison here. And
Local, love it.
so it was only natural to come back here when it was time to start my business. And I started with the lingerie wholesale business and then moved on in full realization that there wasn't a place to get a professional bra fitting. And so it was kind of a natural segue for me.
Yeah, and isn't it amazing that was the truth, that we're kind of left on our own sometimes, us ladies, to figure it out, and it's really eye-opening when you have it right. So we'll talk about that in a little bit.
I am also a Madison native, so cheers to townieship. Born and raised in Madison too. So anyways, I'm happy to hear that from you. Because of that, we're so focused on local all the time, being from here. Tell us about why it isn't so important to shop local, having a unique specialty store like yours, and how people can support it, and what that means for our community in Madison.
I really think that it enriches our community because it makes our community a little bit different than others. And having specialty means that we get extra. Along with that, at my store, I employ 9 people, and they're all in professional positions that are interesting and fun and places where that they can grow and develop. And like any retail, some of my staff have moved on to do bigger and greater things. One of my recent employees I'm so proud of, she is now designing for Calvin Klein in New York City.
Oh, how exciting.
Cheers to her. That's amazing. All because of you.
No, not at all.
But you were a mentor, I'm sure. So, that is very important to be someone's mentor and guide them in a way that they can bloom on their own.
Absolutely. And it's amazing the pool of talent that we have here in this community.
I agree.
Speaking of community and being local and that sort of thing, in the past we were talking about the bra recycling. It was a donation program that you were working on. How about a quick recap and then what's next for community?
Well, the bra recycling turned out fantastic. We ran it for 3 months, and women from all over the state and the surrounding states brought in gently used bras to be donated. And they go to women's shelters across the country in the correct size. So it's a very uplifting experience for them.
You just had to get that in there.
I did. That's
great, though. I love you. Always uplifting.
I always have puns.
Pun intended. I want to talk a little bit, because we have a minute left. I want to make sure we touch on the shopping experience. A couple things that I felt just as a customer is, one, I'm surprised at how reasonable the prices are for a boutique store. It's, you don't know what to expect, especially when you've got a professional designer who's the owner of the store and the one in there helping you out, one of the many, of course. But also just how comfortable the fitting was. I say this very genuinely, and I've said this before because it's intimidating, but you make it such a comfortable experience. Talk to me about a little bit how you can compete with the national stores. That's one of the challenges of local businesses, right? So how do you do it?
Well, first, when you walk into a department store, you're lucky if you can find someone to check you out at the cash register.
Right, yeah, that's so true.
The place that we really win is in our customer service,
Yeah.
and that we're really spending a great deal of time with each individual to find the best products for their lifestyle. We have lots of different styles, so many that we can't cover them all.
Yeah.
So with all the different styles and all the different folks that you can help from A to Z, let me ask you a question about timing. How often would you suggest the ladies should go bra shopping? Of course, we'd like to do it probably every day because your store is so amazing to be in. But really, how many times a year or a month should we go?
Well, I would say that bras are very much like shoes. You need a different one for each different outfit, in a sense. Like there are different types of bras depending on what you're wearing. And in the same way that you have your shoes, if you're wearing the wrong size, it's uncomfortable, just like wearing the wrong size shoes.
It's a good comparison.
So if you've changed, it's time to come back in. And if you don't feel fabulous, then you should for sure come in.
Or if you bought a really complicated top, then you should definitely also come in, because I've had a few of those. Well, Tia Lynn, it's such a pleasure having you. We love it. Thanks for joining us. Tia Lynn is a designer and owner of Contours Lingerie on Mineral Point Road. We've got a lot more Girl Talk coming up right after the break. Stick around.
And welcome back to Girl Talk. We're filming on location today at Bella Domicile. They're here on Nesbitt Road in Fitchburg. Bella Domicile means beautiful home, and we'll talk about how to make yours a little more beautiful a little bit later. But right now we're talking about relaxing, ordering up some food, some drinks, maybe a canvas. With us we have John Salaturo. He's with Paint Bar in Madison. Thanks for joining us today, John.
Thank you for having me.
Paint Bar. Tell us what that is.
Yeah, it's kind of a mix between a restaurant, a bar, and a painting studio. So you can come in and eat and drink and paint. Primarily we're a painting studio, but you can come in and do eat, drink, and paint. That's kind of one of our slogans. So
I read some reviews of your place, and I think the biggest takeaway I got was the atmosphere. Everyone was like, it's so relaxing and de-stressing, and even if you're not a painter.
Right.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be a painter or an artist, right, to come in?
exactly, yeah, that's the atmosphere we wanted, to be comfortable, have a good time, relaxing, and you don't have to be an artist because everybody that works there is an artist. So we're there to teach you. It's all acrylic paint, super easy to work with. We tell everybody if you make a mistake, let it dry 5 minutes. You can paint right over it. So we're there to help. And if you do have painting experience, hey, come on in. And if you don't want help, you can just kind of create your own thing. So
That's such a
Freestyle.
relief.
freestyle it, yeah.
I love how you talk about the atmosphere because obviously, you talk about it being relaxing. It really is a very relaxing setting. I mean, there's paint everywhere. That's what I love about it. It's on the floor, it's on the chairs. Messes are okay. It's part of the atmosphere. I think it's
It's
fun.
a good lesson.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like the whole place is a canvas. But talk a little bit about if you need a reservation or not, because you have classes, and I'm sure those are probably more reservation based, but there's other options too. So
Yeah.
share that with us.
Well, if you take the class, we recommend to make a reservation. You don't have to, but it's easier for us if you do ahead of time because we know how many people to set up for. But we do have a freestyle area that is kind of restaurant bar based, so you can just pop in if you want to or make a reservation in that. So we encourage people just to use it as a regular bar restaurant or if they want to make a reservation.
Come in and have a drink, and if
Yep.
the mood strikes you, get creative.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love it.
And you said that that you have artists there, but those are also the servers.
Yeah, that's correct.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
It's kind of a multifaceted role for our artists. They're artist, bartender, and also kind of like a server all in one. So they'll get you your drinks, they'll get you your food, and then they'll help you paint as well.
Give you a
So-
few tips on
Yeah.
the side.
Cool
Exactly.
experience to have that all together. That's amazing.
You do have wine and beer, or
Yeah, we have everything. We have wine, beer, and full bar. So we have cocktails too. We do some mixed drinks. We have the Monet Mojito, which is we do fun mixed drinks based around like famous artists and stuff like that too.
Oh,
Love
how
that.
fun.
Janet's making sure her favorite drink, Diet Coke or Pepsi, is on the menu.
We do have it.
that is my drink of choice. Yes, when I'm feeling.
We do have non-alcoholic stuff too. We have wine, tea, soda water, juice boxes. We do kids stuff. So
Well, that's actually where I was going. Is do you have to be 21 to come in?
nope, we're considered a restaurant, so you can be. We do kids classes Saturday mornings. We'd like to invite a lot of the students from UWM and some other colleges too. So you don't have to be 21. So
So much fun. And
Yeah.
you said I can just come in for food and drinks.
exactly.
See where
Yep.
Ellen's head is at.
Yeah,
Guys,
yeah,
snacks.
we have homemade flatbread pizzas. We do
Oh,
kind of
my.
Neapolitan style pizza, so
Speaking my
you can just come in
language.
for that.
I love those pizzas too. I always say that about Neapolitan pizzas, but they're nice. They don't overfill you up. So
Right.
Yeah.
you're not too
Exactly.
full to paint. You don't have to wait 30 minutes.
Or have
Yeah.
some drinks on top of that.
Exactly.
There you go.
I love that idea. Well, let's make sure folks know where you are located and when you're open. So, of course, over in Creative Willie Street area is where Paint Bar is, right?
Yep, great location. We're at 1224 Williamson Street, right across from the co-op. It's a great location. So stop on
it
by.
is. It's got a little storefront, but then you go in and it's a big place.
It is.
It's a really cool spot.
Yeah.
I encourage you to stop in.
And they take care of everything for you. Everything's set up, and you clean up the mess.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yep,
We like
provide
that part
everything.
too. Yeah, definitely, absolutely. What a great idea for a date night or even a gift. They say the best thing is to give experiences rather than items, right?
I agree.
Love it. Well, thanks, John. This is John Celaturo. He's with Paint Bar in Madison. They're right across from the Willie Street Co-op. Is that right?
Yep, correct.
Absolutely. All right. We'll be chatting with Bella Domicile right after this.
Welcome back to Girl Talk. As promised, we are going to tell you how to upgrade your home. And we're excited to have Kate Paulus, who is a designer here at Bella Domicile, where we have been spending a lot of fabulous time and, of course, interviews here today. So, Kate, so glad to have you on the show.
Yes,
And
glad to be here.
thanks for having us here. We love being here. So it's always
absolutely.
nice. And we love chatting with you because you know your stuff. And we're going to quiz you. We're going to get
Ready.
the 101 on countertops. But
Yes.
you guys here at Bella have so many ways that you can help homeowners to upgrade. So obviously, countertops are one of those fabulous ways to do that.
Yeah, we have a lot of clients that just want to do a simple upgrade. Either they're ready to sell the home, they just moved in and they don't have a ton to put towards the house. So a couple options that we can do. One is just switch out your hardware. So your knobs and pulls, whether that be in your kitchen, throughout the house, the bathroom, it makes just a very easy transition, but still upgrading a little bit for the look, the aesthetics.
Yes, and oh my
I love
gosh,
that.
the options that you guys have. It's almost overwhelming, but in the best way, because if you have something really special in mind,
Right.
there's something that you're going to find.
Hardware, we call it kind of the jewelry of the cabinetry. There's a lot to choose from. There's some great more of that farmhouse pull. There's much more contemporary lines. So and a whole different style of finishes.
I love that because I feel like that's something even I could do.
Yes, very
Absolutely.
easy, very easy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, if you're upgrading your countertops,
Yes.
what would you say are like the 3 best countertop materials?
Yeah, so regarding countertops, more so on the lower end, we go from laminate. Upgrades from there, you can go to a Corian, which is a solid surface. And then we see majority of the time between granite and quartz. That's what people are contemplating with.
Sure.
So granite and quartz, they're both natural stones. They vary in the fact that quartz is 93% natural, 7% man-made. So they take the rock, they break it down into fragments and mix a resin glue material with it to make it non-porous. So when you look at quartz, we have some beautiful samples here.
No, I kind of missed, what'd you say, it's what percentage man-made?
This is 93% natural, 7% man-made. So
Okay.
due to the fact that it is man-made, it's not going to stain.
Okay.
So granite, on the other hand,
I guess I didn't realize before you move on to granite that quartz had so much natural material. I
Yeah.
thought maybe it was all man-made.
And that's, I think, a frequent misconception is someone comes in, they want 100% natural, so they want to go with the granite, and they're concerned that if they don't go with the granite, are they still going to get that natural stone appearance?
Right.
What we're seeing right now is people really want that kind of veining throughout.
Right, that's what I was thinking. Quartz was more like even throughout. You couldn't have that look, but that's
Yeah,
quartz
and they
there.
definitely have that. It's more consistent throughout, but they have some that have great veining structures throughout it. So it's really depending on the color and pattern that you want.
Right.
It's great. We definitely do most quartz, I would say, just because it's a lower maintenance and it's non-porous.
Well, and you know, talking about who should have what kind of stone, we haven't even gotten to the others yet, but that might be a good option if you have kiddos because
Yes.
kids spill.
Yeah.
And they use markers and they're not always careful.
Yeah, if
So
you
that might
look
be a
at
good
this granite has, if you look really closely, it has little fissures, little holes in it. And so especially like red wine, that's going to stain granite. Even water when left on, if you're using it next to your sink,
Okay.
sometimes it's better to do quartz if you want something with a little less maintenance. You also, for granite, you have to put a sealant on it every 15 years and use a neutral pH cleaner with it, whereas quartz, you can just wipe it with soap and water or Windex.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, kind of a difference between that.
Yeah, I think that's nice to know maintenance-wise because people, I think, tend to just gravitate towards granite. Like, oh, I want granite.
The natural.
countertops. Right. You don't even think of necessarily it being a little bit more challenging in terms of maintenance. It sounds like you can put a sealant on, though, and help minimize some of that.
Yep, and 15 years it lasts. So you do
Yeah.
have to have someone come in who's licensed professionally to put the sealant on it.
Oh, really?
But you do. Yep, you can't do that yourself.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
You mentioned, we were talking earlier about Dectin.
Dectin, yes.
What is that?
So Dectin is a brand new product. It's manufactured with inorganic materials. So what it is they take the minerals go through a high pressure heat transfer, which affects their compound, their structure, and it makes this material. So it's just particles that are pressed together.
It feels rougher. Do you
Yeah,
put
it feels
sealant
a
on
little
this?
rougher just because this is a matte version. So it's available in matte or the sheen. You can see the gloss difference.
You can feel the difference too.
Yep. Whereas granite, you're definitely going to have that high sheen. Dectin and quartz, it's one where you can do the matte finish.
I kind of like the matte.
Yeah, matte's
Personally.
becoming really popular
It's
right
really
now.
pretty. The colors are a little bit more intense on the matte because they're
Yes.
that,
Yep,
coating.
definitely.
Now, what is this? Is this also
This is
Dectin?
also Dectin. So
Okay.
Dectin comes in several different.
Wow, I like that a lot.
Different textures. So this is meant to look more like a wood grain.
Yeah.
And yet it's
And yep, it's durable. So truly, Dectin is one of the materials that it's not going to be affected by thermal shock. So if you take a really hot pan and you put it on your natural stone, your granite or your quartz, it can easily crack. There's the chance of that. Dectin is one where it's very resistant to heat. And also it's UV stable, so you can use it for outdoor applications.
Well, I just learned which one I need. I need Dectin
Yes.
because I am absolutely guilty of taking things out of the oven and setting them on the counter.
Right,
Yeah.
so no hot pads. And Dectin, it's pretty new. It's manufactured out in Spain, in Cosentino. And we are one of the only bath and kitchen showrooms here in Madison that show it. And we just put it in a brand new kitchen.
Exclusive.
So you got to come check it out.
Talk to us a little bit really quick before we go about some of the price differences.
Yeah, so that's a good question. Truly, between quartz and granite, it's really going to be determinate by the pattern that you pick out, the color. So there's some really rare natural stones in granite that you can get that the price is going to increase versus quartz. But as a general rule, usually quartz is going to be a little bit more pricey.
Okay.
Okay, interesting.
And the Dectin?
And the Dectin is going to be kind of your top tier.
Sure.
I suppose
so-
being new and all
I knew
too.
I had
Yeah.
expensive
Easiest.
taste.
Yes.
Well, that's
you
all
and I
right.
both.
Yeah. Well, that's wonderful. Well, I learned a lot. What do you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing some of those with us, Kate.
course.
Really pretty samples, and you guys know your stuff here, so we appreciate
Yeah, I
you
feel
sharing
like
that.
we could have a whole hour conversation.
Easy. I think so. Absolutely. Maybe we'll do that after we go.
At your home.
Yeah, that's right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today on Girl Talk. I want to thank all of our guests for being here as well. Please tune in next time for Girl Talk.